Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about something that might sound completely backwards to everything you've been taught about success and achievement. We've all been told the same story, right? Work harder, hustle more, grind until you can't grind anymore, no pain, no gain, sleep when you're dead, all that stuff. But here's what nobody tells you, and this is the part that's going to sound crazy. The secret to manifesting everything you want might actually be doing less, relaxing more, letting go instead of holding on tighter. I know. It sounds like some fluffy, woo nonsense. But stick with me here, because what I'm about to share with you is backed by both ancient wisdom and modern science, and it's literally changed my life and the lives of thousands of people I've worked with. So if you're someone who's been hustling and grinding and pushing and striving, but somehow your dreams still feel just out of reach, if you're exhausted from trying so hard and you're wondering why it's not working, this message is for you. Let's dive in. Alright, so let me start with a story. A few years ago, I was working myself to the bone. I was doing everything right. I had my vision board, I was saying my affirmations every morning. I was taking massive action, networking like crazy, working 14-hour days. I was TD'd, and I was miserable, stressed out of my mind. My relationships were suffering. My health was going downhill. And the kicker, the things I wanted most, the success, the money, the freedom, they weren't coming any faster. In fact, it felt like the harder I tried, the further away they got. Have you ever experienced that? You're pushing, and it's like the universe is pushing back just as hard. Here's what I didn't understand back then. There's a massive difference between inspired action and desperate action. And when you're in that desperate, anxious, stressed out state, you're actually repelling the very things you're trying to attract. Think about it like this. Imagine you're trying to catch a butterfly. If you run after it, arms flailing, breathing heavy, making a ton of noise, what happens? It flies away, right? But if you sit still, relax, maybe even forget about the butterfly for a moment, sometimes it lands right on your shoulder. That's not just a cute metaphor. That's actually how manifestation works. When you're tense, anxious, and forcing things, you're operating from a frequency of lack. You're literally broadcasting to the universe, I don't have this thing, and I'm desperate for it. And the universe, being the perfect mirror that it is, reflects that lack right back to you. But when you relax, when you let go, when you trust, you shift into a frequency of abundance. You're saying, I'm already whole. I'm already complete. And I know what I desire is already on its way to me. That's when the magic happens. Now I want to be clear about something. I'm not saying don't take action. I'm not saying sit on your couch eating chips, waiting for $1 million to fall from the sky. That's not how this works. What I'm saying is that your stat matters more than your effort. The energy behind your action matters more than the action itself. Let me get a little nerdy for a second, because this isn't just spiritual talk. There's actual science behind this. When you're stressed and anxious, your body goes into fight or flight mode. Your sympathetic nervous system kicks in. Cortisol floods your system. Your brain literally narrows its focus to perceived threats. You go into survival mode. And here's the thing about survival mode. It's designed to keep you alive, not to help you thrive. It's designed to keep you safe, not to help you create your dream life. When you're in that state, your brain can't access its higher creative functions. You literally cannot see opportunities that are right in front of you. You make decisions from fear instead of inspiration. But when you relax, when you activate your parasympathetic nervous system, that's your rest and digest mode, everything changes. Your brain waves shift. You drop from beta into alpha and even theta states. These are the states where creativity flows, where intuition speaks, where inspiration strikes. Have you ever noticed that your best ideas come to you in the shower, or right before you fall asleep, or when you're taking a walk and not thinking about anything in particular? That's not a coincidence. That's your brain finally getting out of its own way. Einstein talked about this. He said, "The intuitive mind is a sacred gift, and the rational mind is a faithful servant." We have created a society that honors the servant and has forgotten the gift. When you're relaxed, you have access to that intuitive mind. You have access to what some people call Source, or the universe, or God, or your higher self, whatever language works for you. You have access to a level of intelligence that's way beyond your conscious thinking mind. And this is where manifestation really happens. Not in the doing, but in the being. Not in the forcing, but in the allowing. There's this concept in Taoism called Wu Wei. It means effortless action, or action through non-action. It's about being in such perfect alignment with the natural flow of life that things just... You're acting, but it doesn't feel like work. You're moving forward, but it feels effortless. That's the state we're going for. Now you might be thinking, okay, this all sounds great, but how do I relax when I have bills to pay and deadlines to meet and a million things on my to-do list? I get it. I really do. And this is where we need to talk about the blocks that keep us in that tense, stressed out state. The biggest one. Control. We think we need to control everything. We think we need to know the Aishobu. We need to figure out every step of the journey before we take the first one. But here's the truth, trying to control everything is exhausting, and it doesn't work anyway. Life is way too complex, way too interconnected for your conscious mind to figure out all the variables. There are a million things happening behind the scenes that you're not aware of. Your job isn't to figure out the how. Your job is to get clear on the what and the why, and then let the universe handle the how. I know that's scary. We've been conditioned to believe that if we're not in control, things will fall apart. But what if the opposite is true? What if things fall apart when we try to control them, and they fall into place when we let go? The second big block, worthiness. Deep down, a lot of us don't actually believe we deserve the things we want. We don't believe we're worthy of success or love, or abundance, or happiness. So we self-sabotage. We work really hard, but in a way that doesn't actually move us forward. We stay busy so we can feel like we're doing something, but we avoid the things that would actually create results. And the third block, attachment to outcomes. We get so fixated on exactly how things should look, exactly when they should happen, exactly how they should unfold, that we miss the opportunities that are actually showing up for us. Maybe the universe is trying to give you something even better than what you asked for, but you can't see it because you're so attached to your specific picture of how it should look. Relaxation, true, deep relaxation, requires letting go of all three of these: control, unworthiness, and attachment. It requires trust, faith, surrender, and I know those words can feel loaded. They can feel passive or weak, but surrender isn't giving up. Surrender is giving over. It's saying, I've done my part. Now I'm going to trust that the universe is doing its part. Okay, so let's get practical. How do you actually do this? How do you relax and trust when your brain is screaming at you to do more? First, create space for stillness every single day. I don't care if it's 5 minutes or 50 minutes. You need to give your nervous system a chance to downregulate. Meditation is incredible for this. So is breathwork. So is just sitting in nature without your phone. The key is consistency. Your nervous system needs to learn that it's safe to relax. If you're always in go mode, your body thinks there's a threat. You've got to train it to understand that relaxation is safe. Second, practice feeling the feeling of your desire fulfilled. This is different from visualizing. Visualization is great, but it's often very mental. I'm talking about dropping into your body and actually feeling what it would feel like to have what you want. What would it feel like to wake up in your dream home? What would it feel like to check your bank account and see that number you've been dreaming of? What would it feel like to be in that loving relationship? Don't think about it. Feel it. And here's the key, you've got to feel it while relaxed. If you're trying to force the feeling, if there's any strain or tension, you're not doing it right. It should feel like slipping into a warm bath. Easy. Natural. Good. The more you practice feeling that feeling while relaxed, the more you attune your frequency to that reality. And that's when you start magnetizing it to you. Third, take inspired action, not desperate action. Learn to tell the difference. Inspired action feels light. It feels exciting. It might be challenging, but there's a pull toward it. Desperate action feels heavy. It feels like I have to instead of I get to. If you're taking action from a place of anxiety or fear, stop. Breathe. Get yourself back into a relaxed state. Then ask yourself, what feels aligned right now? And do that instead. Fourth, practice gratitude in the present moment. Gratitude is one of the fastest ways to shift your state. When you're genuinely grateful for what you already have, you signal to the universe that you're abundant. And abundance attracts more abundance. But don't fake it. Don't force it. Find things you're genuinely grateful for, even if they're small. The taste of your coffee. The warmth of the sun. The fact that you're breathing. Start there. Fifth, let go of the timeline. This is a big one. We get so attached to W and things should happen. It should happen by this date. I should be at this level by this age. All that pressure. But the universe doesn't operate on your timeline. It operates on perfect timing. And sometimes what looks like a delay is actually perfect preparation. Sometimes you're not ready yet. Sometimes things are being arranged behind the scenes. Sometimes there's something even better waiting for you just around the corner. When you let go of the timeline, you let go of so much anxiety. You free up so much energy. And finally celebrate the evidence. Start noticing the little signs that things are shifting. The synchronicities. The unexpected opportunities. The things that work out easier than you expected. When you celebrate these, you amplify them. You tell the universe, yes, more of this please. You train your brain to look for what's working instead of what's not. Here's what I want you to understand. When you truly relax into your desires, when you truly let go of the how and the when, something incredible happens. You start living from the end instead of living toward the end. What does that mean? It means you stop acting like someone who's trying to get something, and you start acting like someone who already has it. Someone who already has financial abundance doesn't stress about money. They make decisions from a place of abundance. Someone who's already in a loving relationship doesn't desperately seek validation. They show up as a whole, complete person. Someone who's already successful doesn't question their worth. They take aligned action with confidence. This is the secret. You don't attract what you want. You attract who you are. So when you relax into the buying of your desire, the having follows naturally. It's not about pretending or faking it. It's about genuinely shifting your identity. And you can't do that while you're tense and stressed and anxious. You can only do it from a place of relaxation and peace. So here's my invitation to you. What if you tried it? What if, just for the next week, you prioritized feeling good over doing more? What if you chose relaxation over hustle? What if you trusted instead of controlled? I'm not saying abandon your goals or stop taking action. I'm saying change the energy behind your action. Come from a place of fullness instead of emptiness. Come from trust instead of fear. Your desires are not separate from you. They're not there. Somewhere waiting for you to work hard enough to deserve them. They're already yours in the quantum field. Your job is simply to align with the frequency of them. And you do that through relaxation, trust, and surrender. So take a deep breath. Let your shoulders drop. Release the tension in your jaw. Trust that everything is working out for you. Trust that you're exactly where you need to be. Trust that your desires are on their way. Relax and watch the magic unfold. Thanks for being here. I'll see you in the next one.